Okay, so this is my morning routine. I come into this pre-market layout in TC2000, and I have that set up. And I look at, now it's 4:55 in the morning Eastern time, so we're a few hours before the market opens. And and typically I do get up pretty early. And right now, I mean, I'm not seeing anything in here other than the CHRS, but really it's kind of too early. So what I'll also do is let me clear out this list here. So what I'll do is I'll add all of these positions that I have, copy all symbols to A here, right? So that way I have them on this scan as well. And why I like to do that is I also like to see the volume buzz on them. So this Grie, all right, so Grie, look at that. Yesterday I didn't even look at the market, and this was up 12%. So it took out this high. It's finding some resistance there under this high, right? But look at that Grie. So the ADR is 12, and when I bought this, I was reluctant to buy it because looking at the monthly, this thing is down from over $5,000 a share. So obviously it's pretty much a scam pump stock. But if you look at this recent action here, it has bottomed. It's going sideways. Now reclaimed, took over that anchor VWAP. Right, so once it broke above that anchor VWAP, got out, now it could get resistance here. So I'll sell some of this strength. But see, I got too scared. Now this market position is only $2,300 when I originally had it set for much higher. And then I got scared. I dialed it down, and then I took the position and I sold a lot right away. So, sometimes just not even watching the market and just trusting that your stop loss will take care of it. I think that's what Nicholas Starvis did. That can be very beneficial in a lot of ways. So Sky T, that continues to move up 14% on that, almost 15% on that one. Labu, CPRX, and KMT. So I have those in here. I go to the pre-market scanner, so I can see those in here as well, what the pre-buzz is. So we don't see any news on Grie. LABU, that's not going to have any news in TC2000. And KMT, Bank of America raises price target to 75 from 72. CPRX had an analyst upgrade. So some of these I'll sell into strength and then just trail the rest. But I'm pretty light overall with the amount of positions that I have. Boyle popping up on here. That's right now that would be considered a bear flag. You never know, it could be the start of something. Now what I also like to do, let's go back to this bull 2. I should set this up in my pre-market scanner, but actually, yeah, let's look at this. So I have a micro cap. Sometimes I like to take the scanner off and just look at everything, and just to see that I'm not missing anything here. CVRX, that's up this morning. Gets FDA approval for expanding labeling for. All right, so that's something worth flagging. And what I'll do is I'll go and do a little more research on this. Key long-term clinical data. Important validation. Okay. Implantable device that works by simulating something that I know nothing about, helping the heart to pump more efficiently and to relieve the symptoms of heart failure. All right, so CVRX, let's flag that. You've got really no earnings. It's been losing money. Float is a small microcap, small float. So you like that? Oh, it's over $32 a share. Let's look at the monthly, right? So it's taking out these monthly highs. So I'll mark that with a horizontal line. All right, so you get a pretty wide bid ask, and that can be the case pre-market. But this one will be one to watch pre-market or when the market opens. You got another one here, LPTX. I don't see any news over here, so I might, I always like to flip out to the monthly first. So it's quite a bit off the highs. You've got a larger float here for a microcap, so just generally, I'll pass on that for now. Now here's Gdtc with no news, no earnings, $11 million float, almost $12 million. It's a recent. What did this company even do? Base Technology obtains patent from Chinese patent office. to treat cancer. So probably more of a pump stock. Look at the volume on this thing yesterday, 2.5 million. So maybe I'll do a little more research on that. So this is part of the reason that, you know, if you're up early, you have the advantage of going in and looking at charts, but then the chart is just step one. Then you have to do more research and see, like, what is the catalyst? Like, is this up for basically no reason, or, you know, like this, what was it, CVRX, where it has a catalyst, VRNA, you know, and also themes. What's the theme? Is it tied to AI? Is it tied to weight loss? European equities traded higher, blah, blah, blah. European equities traded in the US. So this is a European equity, I'm guessing. Let's see if we find anything on VRNA. Not seeing anything here. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's really not much to do at the moment. That looks like a nice little pullback and breakout here, potentially. Yeah, 83% earnings. You got a huge float though. Trims. Again, go out to the monthly. Weekly is curling up. Would like to know what this company does. I just don't like, what I don't like about it is the huge float on it. So it's going to take it takes a lot of buying power to move it up, and then it won't take much for it to drop. PLTR, no, just like PLTR element. That's a good one. Look at the float on this thing, $2 billion float. So it tried to break out and just got too heavy, and then it came back. This 9 is a former runner here. So could this be setting up again? And you basically had this sideways range that it's in. Let's look at if there's an anchored VWAP from here. All right, so it's got some overhead resistance that is probably a little bit more recent. You got a big volume bar here, and it's underneath of that as well. So maybe we come up to these areas to test. Look at the earnings. Earnings are down, revenue's down. So I don't know. I don't think there's enough there. Now, if oil starts moving, maybe that can move. Okay. All right, so now that I've flagged some here, I can do a little bit more research on some of these and just be ready for the market open. Now, what I like to do is I like to buy. I like to go long and catch big moves. I will short, but I don't short like micro cap stocks.